Hello, everybody, and welcome to College Football Week 8 Pick'em. I guess we'll call it that. I should start putting these on ESPN site or something. But anyway, that's beside the point. Let's get right into it. Next, so our first matchup of this week is BYU and Boise State. Boise State being ranked 14th. I mean, you know what's sad is I went to look and then I remembered it right as I picked up the notebook. Anyway, they're 14th against BYU. BYU is a good team, but I don't see them beating Boise State on the blue turf. Yeah, on the blue turf. I just don't see it. So there's that. I see Boise State winning that game. Expect it to be a good game though. I think it'll be a good Thursday night game, maybe more entertaining than the NFL game, which probably is going to be terrible. No offense. Next. Better be quiet. Honestly, I have been very disappointed in the NFL. Hence why I'm doing college stuff. No, I have always liked college football more, and this year is just cementing that. Especially after that Monday night game. That was awful. I was listening to that game on the radio, and it was every 5 seconds there was some penalty. It was so... I had to turn it off. I was so mad. I was just so done with that. Next is NC State and Louisville. NC State will probably give Louisville a run for their money. But I don't see Louisville losing. I think they are on a mission to try to win out and then hope that Florida State beats Clemson. That way a whole clustered thing happens there. I don't know what happens. If you guys know, could you put that in the comments? I mean, what would happen? What is the tiebreaker there between Florida State, Clemson, and Louisville if Florida State beats Clemson? Because then that would mean there's a triangle of defeat there. Because Clemson beat Louisville beat Florida State, and Florida State beat Clemson. It's like, what do you do in that situation? I don't know. Next, we have Iowa and Wisconsin. I think the Badgers continue to get back on track. I think their two losses are a product of an insane schedule. So, yep, I think Wisconsin gets back on track, beats Iowa, and keeps winning. They're a good team this year, and I think it's sad they had to play the teams they did, because if not, they would be in the Big Ten championship game, I think, for sure. That being said, I think they're still going to be in the Big Ten championship game, but that's beyond this point. Let's move on. Next is North Carolina and Virginia. Virginia and North Carolina, huh? Yeah, this will take about 2 seconds. North Carolina. Yeah, I don't see that being a very close game at all. No offense to Virginia, but North Carolina's been playing pretty good football other than that slip up against Virginia Tech. But yeah. Next, got Eastern Michigan and Western Michigan. Eastern Michigan's maybe better than they have been in years past, but I still don't see them getting past Western Michigan. Yeah, that's that. Next is Texas A&M and Alabama. The 3:30, I'm pretty sure CBS game of the week. And I think Alabama wins this game. At home, Alabama, I think, usually has a slip-up, usually. But that's not going to happen, in my opinion, this year. I think Alabama wins that game and does not, I don't think they lose the game until playoff, and then we'll see what happens there, depending on who they get up, what happens there. But I don't think it'll be against Texas A&M, that's for sure. Texas A&M's a good team, but they're beatable. Alabama, I have not seen a thing that makes me say they're beatable yet. Maybe how Ole Miss came out and played them, but even then, Alabama answered and kicked some butt after that. So, yeah. Next, we have Illinois at Michigan. Illinois is not that impressive, honestly. I mean, they lost to Purdue, and they lost some other teams. I mean, they beat Rutgers, but I mean, that's not really much of an accomplishment. No offense, Rutgers, but Yeah. Next is Nebraska at Purdue. We have Nebraska after, Purdue doesn't even have fired their coach. I mean, I've said it before. I'm a Purdue fan, but I'm also a realist. I'm not one of those guys that always has Purdue winning. I'm honest. They're not going to beat Nebraska. They're not going to win another game for the rest of the year. Let's be honest here. That's a separate discussion. But anyway, Nebraska is going to win that game handily. I don't see Purdue putting up much of a fight. Next is Memphis and Navy. I think Navy wins, continues their quest to ruin Houston's chance maybe at a New Year's Six Bowl. I don't really think so. I keep forgetting Houston plays Louisville. Meaning if they lose that game, they're done for anyway. Next one is TCU and West Virginia. TCU has not proven this year that they can compete to the level they have in the last few. And I don't think it continues, and I think that concern continues into West Virginia, and West Virginia beats them. Plus, West Virginia is undefeated. The only game that I think West Virginia loses this year is maybe Baylor. But again, that's a few weeks from now, or next week. I don't know. I haven't looked. I'm done trying to figure out when games are that I don't know, because then I sound like an idiot. Next is Utah and UCLA. I got Utah in this game. I mean, it's a pivotal matchup, but UCLA is just not accomplished. I think they are just not such an underachieving, but they're underachieving for what everybody thought they'd be in the preseason. So yeah, I don't remember which polls it was. I thought I saw somewhere they were actually like a playoff, like somebody put them in their playoff like bracket. I'm like, well, I don't know about that. Back in the, where did I have them ranked? Preseason. I didn't even have them ranked in the preseason. I thought they were ranked in the preseason. Yeah, they were 24th. But like I saw, I'm like, what? Had Navy 25th. Still feel bad about the fact I had Wisconsin 24th. I had TCU 8th. Michigan State 7th. Huh. Interesting. It's always funny to look back at these and see what came true and what didn't. I have Florida State pretty much right where they are right now. But that's beside the point. Let's get back to what we're doing. Okay. Let's get to the next page. Next, we have Auburn and Arkansas. Remember how I said Arkansas? Remember how I said in the top 25 rankings that Arkansas was doing good? And, is lost only against good teams. Well, I think that continues. I think they lose to Auburn. I think Auburn is a team that, played really well against Clemson. I forget the other loss they have. But, I think that Auburn will end up winning that game, and I think they'll prove that they're at least back to where they're a respectable team. So, yeah. Next, we have Oregon State and Washington. Washington in a landslide. Mike Riley's not at Oregon State, therefore they can't be any national. Mike Riley had actually a pretty decent team at Oregon State. And yes, I finally did look that up. It's Mike Riley, the coach at Nebraska. I finally looked that up because I got tired of saying I think he was there. Yeah. Anyway, next we have Houston and SMU. I think Houston wins that game handily, I think. And again, as I said in the last one, Navy, I did not realize this, but again, you have to win your conference championship and be in the top and be higher ranked than any other conference champion of the other five, I think group of 5 or group of 6. But be higher than any rank them. I did not realize the conference championship thing was in there. But it makes sense. So it means that Navy would get the bid over Houston. But the problem is Navy will not be higher ranked than Boise State. But that's a whole separate conversation. Next, Ohio State and Penn State, the 8 o'clock ABC game this week. Or at least I think it is. Yeah, it makes sense. Because that would be ESPN, that would be ESPN 2. Okay, so this game I don't see being very competitive. I think Ohio State goes in there, takes care of business, and moves on undefeated. I think they go into Happy Valley and make it a little sad. I've been waiting since I wrote that down to say that joke, and it was terrible. So, next it's Oklahoma and Texas Tech. Oh boy, let's just get through this. Next, Oklahoma and Texas Tech. Oklahoma. Yeah, Texas Tech has been a decent team this year, but yeah. Next, we have Ole Miss and LSU. This game should be good. I expect it to be one of those games where you have to flip a coin, draw a straw, do rock, paper, scissors, that kind of crap. That's kind of what I did to have to pick it. I'm joking. How do you play rock, paper, scissors? Never mind. That was stupid. I don't know why. You just paint one guy's hand. Never mind. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. It's one of those toss-up games, and I went with Ole Miss. I think they're a talented team, and their 3 losses are against good teams, so, yeah. Anyway, this has been College Football Pick'em for week 8, I believe. Last week we only lost 3, so I forget how many games were last week. But anyway, I'll have the statistics on that this week. So, but I think we did a lot better last week, and hopefully we continue doing good on these picks. Some are pretty easy though. It's these toss-up ones that are tough. I mean, that's where it should be. I should have to use points or something. But anyway, I'm Tyler with week 8 pickup, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.